Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to today's education based Indiana High School Athletic Association Varsity Boys Baseball. This radio coverage is made possible through audiosportsonline.net. That's ASO, that's Rob Kendall. You can see Rob Kendall weekday mornings, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. All you do is go to the Rob Kendall Show. That's robkendallshow.com. robkendallshow.com. You'll enjoy Rob. He's a good guy. So they're getting ready to play some baseball right here. We are at Rossville, Indiana. Rossville Hornets welcoming the Central Catholic Knights. They play annually. We'll mention the Rossville Hornets have already had their infield outfield practice. Knights are doing just the same. This game is scheduled to start at 5:30 on a Friday night. Give the guys a chance to get out on the town after this game. We'll mention a little bit about each school. First, we'll talk about the visiting team on the scoreboard. That's the Central Catholic Knights. Their school was founded in 1956. They have a school enrollment of 302. They're in Class 2A, Sectional 37. There are 7 in their sectional. Their sectional this year will be played at North Montgomery High School. That's in Crawfordsville. In their sectional, Benton Central, the Bison, Delphi Oracle, Central Catholic Knight, North Montgomery, the Chargers, Rensselaer Central, the Bombers, Seeger Patriot, and the Western Boone Stars. The principal at Lafayette Central Catholic is Dan Charlebois. The athletic director is Tim Bourdonnais. The assistant athletic director is Charlie Robert. And the athletic trainer is Sarah Igo. Central Catholic High School is located at 2410 South Ninth Street, Lafayette, Indiana, 47909. You can dial them by phone at 765 474 2496. On the web, it's lccathletic.com. They wear the collars navy and white. They perform in the Hoosier Athletic Conference. That conference right now, we'll mention, stacks up like this: Western, Gwen Lake, Central Catholic, Logansport, Benton Central, Rensselaer Central, Hamilton Heights, West Lafayette, Tipton. Central Catholic Knights currently, they are 12-3 on the season. They are 7-1. They have finished the Hoosier Conference West Division. The head coach is Tim Bourdonnais. Tim Bourdonnais is a 1987 graduate from Central Catholic High School. And next game on the agenda for the Knights, they'll play on Monday. That'll be the 4th day of May at 6 o'clock start time. Lafayette Central Catholic will be at Clinton Prairie. So that's what's going on with Central Catholic. We'll talk a little bit about the Rossville Hornets. Rossville Hornets, their school was founded in 1896. They have a mascot. It's a hornet. His name is Buzzy. And I want to mention a little bit about the boys basketball team. They got a sectional title this winter. They finished 20-6 under Coach Corey Dunn. They defeated Bethesda Christian in the sectional final, 67-51. They went on and played the regional. They lost in overtime, 59-54 to North Vermilion. Also like to mention girls basketball and wrestling, conference champions this past winter. We'll mention Rossville Hornets. They are in Class 1A, Sectional 54. And we'll mention there are 6 in their sectional. Their sectional will take place at Bethesda Christian High School. In their sectional, Bethesda Christian, they're the Patriots. Carroll, the Cougars. Clinton Central Bulldogs, Clinton Prairie Gophers, Frontier Falcons, the Rossville Hornets. The principal at Rossville High School is Michael Hammonds. The athletic director is Nathan Burkle. And the athletic secretary, she was most instrumental for putting me in sports. That is Judy Homco. Rossville High School is located at 1 Robert Egley Drive, Rossville, Indiana, 46065. You can dial them by telephone 765 379 2990. On the website, it's rcsd.k12.in.us. They wear the colors red and black. They perform in the Hoosier Heartland Conference. There are 9 teams in the Hoosier Heartland, and alphabetically they are Carroll, Clinton Central, Clinton Prairie, Delphi, Eastern, Rossville, Sheridan, Taylor, Tri Central. The Rossville Hornets are currently 9 wins, 4 losses on the season. They are 4-0 in the Hoosier Heartland Conference. That's second place out of 9 teams. Their head coach, most instrumental for putting me in sports. We are thankful for Mr. Brad Scott. We'll mention they've got 5 games coming up. We'll mention the first game. We'll talk about the rest of them during the ball game. But we'll mention on Monday, the 4th of May, a 5:30 start. Western Boone will be here with the Rossville Hornets. So up in the booth right now, we've got a public address. Public address announcer is Kyle Etherington. Kyle Etherington tells me when I asked him, he is a cousin to Brett Etherington. Brett Etherington has 3 incredible young men, basketball aficionados. A couple of them played college ball, major Division I college ball. And we'll mention Brett Etherington himself. Went to Western High School, played basketball there. He was a North-South All-Star and 6'8". Brett Etherington, quite a gentleman. So they're getting ready for baseball. The Knights are finishing up their infield practice. We'll go ahead and mention the lineups. We'll let you know Central Catholic will bat like this. Going to be a little bit jumbled up, a little bit of a different lineup here. And I will mention batting first, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. He'll play second base. Batting second, number 3, L.J. Whitford. He'll play shortstop. Batting third, number 12, Alex Schumer. He'll play third base. Batting fourth, number 34, Isaiah Hopkins. He'll do the catching. Batting fifth, number 30, Gus Sandberg. He'll be the DH, and he will bat in place of defensive player. Number 14, he'll do the pitching. That is Jonah Gerke. Batting sixth for the Knights, he'll wear number 21, first baseman Caden Keller. Batting seventh for the Knights wears number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. He'll play left field. Batting eighth, wearing number 44, Chase Hiddle. Chase Hiddle will play right field. And batting ninth, number 2, center fielder Coy Gitt. So they'll go from there. And getting ready to have baseball here. I tell you what, I've never been to a varsity boys basketball game here at Rossville. I think I've been to a girls game, putting me in sports. Keeps busy year round. Rossville Hornets going to host Central Catholic Knights here this evening. And we'll mention the Rossville Hornets, their lineup. Batting first will be number 2, shortstop Zach Wainscott. Batting second, number 0, second baseman Andrew Wallen. Batting third, wearing number 45, the catcher, Nolan Britt. Batting fourth, number 22, he'll play left field, Brogan Lanham. Batting fifth, number 28, Evan McDonald. He will be the DH. He will give way defensively. Defensive player in the lineup, third baseman, number 7, A.J. Kaplan. Batting sixth, wearing number 10, right fielder A.J. Kelly. Batting seventh, wearing number 5, the pitcher, Eli Barnes. Batting eighth, number 17, Levi Darnell. Levi Darnell. He'll play first base. And batting ninth, number 14, center fielder, Ashton Abbott. So that's how they'll line up, and geographically and in the batting lineup. And yes, there are 4 AJs involved in this game. It's quite phenomenal. As mentioned, Rossville Hornets, they have third baseman AJ Kaplinger. And then the right fielder is AJ Kelly. In the ninth dugout is AJ Bourdonnais. And I'm right here on the microphone is AJ Witham. So that's pretty weird. 4 AJs involved in this ball game. 2 would be enough, or actually 1 might be enough. But the Knights just have a little meeting down the left field line. They've got some bullpen activity. The umpires, they are dressed and ready to attend. Athletic director Nathan Burkle, nothing but a kind gentleman. I met him a couple, 3 years ago. He took me on a tour inside the building. Got to see the new facilities in there. I think it was a new gym, an auxiliary gym. He was showing some good items to put me in sports, and that was very nice. So the umpires are going to walk down. Going to have a couple of umpires crew tonight. It's kind of brisk. They said 51 degrees for a high. Home plate umpire is going to wear the dark blue, obviously. He's going to wear the long sleeves. He does not have the over jacket on like the infield umpire will have. It'll be a chilly night, even for them. Home plate umpire probably going to stay pretty loose, and he might work up a little bit of a sweat. That base umpire is going to have to evaluate and figure out how he can stay warm. It's going to be chilly. But Mother Nature gives us good, gives us bad. And for the rest of this week, it's going to be 50s and high 50s for a high temperature here in the Midwest. So the umpires looking to have a plate meeting here momentarily. Both coaches will meet at home plate. And nice facility right here. We'll mention the home run fence. Home run fence, I got some help from Kyle Etherington on the dimension down the right field line. It's 340 feet. That's a pretty good distance when you think about right there where Barry Bonds used to hit it in the water in right field at 309 for Major League Park. And they built that for him. He had that retractable apparatus on his right elbow. They say that helps him to hit the ball further. That's what they say. They tried to get him to remove it, but the leg did not make him take it off while he batted. So also, we'll mention down the left field line, 315. In the alley down left center field, it's 345. In the right alley, it's 367. And straight away, center field, 360 feet. So pretty good parameters here. If you're a pitcher, not too bad for a pitcher. Ball could leave the park about anywhere on this fence. And I know up at LaPorte. LaPorte's got a lengthy fence. That's a friendly park for any pitcher. Not to be too concerned about the long ball. Up at LaPorte, 330 down the lines, 390 on the alleys, and 380 straightaway center. They play a lot of games there in the postseason. They play the semi-state. Central Catholic has been there. And right there at LaPorte, Indiana. So they're going to shake hands at home plate. Coach Bourdonnais having a group meeting down the left field line. He will join. They're exchanging bases. They're putting the white, freshly painted bases. And they'll take the older bases off that they took infield, outfield practice with. And listen to some good music. Kyle's playing some country music. I think he was playing some 90s earlier. I know nothing about the 90s music. I'm an 80s guy. I don't know how old Kyle is. How old are you, Kyle? How old are you? You can tell me? 42. I got you by 17 years. So I listen to 80s. You listen to 90s? He loves the 90s, he said. So I'm going to hear some stuff I have never heard before during this ball game, courtesy of Kyle Etherington. So baseball getting ready to happen. They're still grooming the field a little bit. They got the rakes out. And I think I mentioned a while back, we went to Twin Lakes to play the second game of the two-game set. And right behind the dugout, they had 17 rakes sitting right there that I'm sure the players, I'm sure those rakes fit their hands pretty well. So got some blue sky, got some white clouds, and it should be a good day for baseball. I know Mr. Etherington, Kyle Etherington, gave the forecast. He said it possibility of rain 49%. We'll hope not. We'll absolutely hope not. It's a bummer to pitch in the rain. If you're a pitcher, that's not fun at all. That curveball almost goes out the window. So it makes it pretty fair, though. So right now, Coach Brad Scott is letting everybody know they're at the plate meeting where the ball could get out of play, where it could get stuck. He's pointing out all these imperfections, but this is a great looking diamond. How can you have very many imperfections? Hornet baseball. This is the Ville. You got the softball complex just beyond left field. They've got a nice playground there between the baseball and softball complex for the youngsters. You go back out there left field, just across the fence. There's the concession stand and the restrooms. Rossville, Indiana. I got to admit, I had my breakfast probably about 3:30 this afternoon. I went over here to Arnie's. Arnie's right here in town. They've got great tasting pizza. It's about like Pizza King. Pizza King has good pizza also. But had some breakfast just a little bit ago. So they're still pointing out the imperfections here on the ball field. Both coaches giving the home umpire, the lineup cards. Both teams going to go with a DH in the ball game. And DH for the night is going to be Gus Sandberg. Gus Sandberg will bat in the fifth spot tonight. And he'll bat for the pitcher, Jonah Gerke. Jonah Gerke wears number 14, junior class member for the Central Catholic Knight. Jonah Gerke is 6'5", 195, listed as a pitcher and a third baseman. The DH tonight for the Rossville Hornets wears number 28. That's Evan McDonald. Evan McDonald also bats in the fifth spot. And he will bat in place of third baseman number 7, A.J. Kaplinger. So baseball plate meeting is complete. We're getting ready for the national anthem. And see that we hear. But first, we're going to hear the lineups. We'll talk about them. Knights of Lafayette Super Catholic. I didn't want me to put the microphone on him. He's mentioning the starting lineups right now. He said last night he did a radio game for girls softball. I think just across the way. He has a marvelous voice to public address. So they're introducing the lineups for the night. Working right there. So we'll mention this game is being brought to you in part by Fritz and Fishers.com. Fritz and Fishers, they buy cars. They also sell cars. They'll trade and they'll help you with your financial situation. If you want to buy a car, truck, or SUV, Fritz and Fishers.com will help you get that job done. They have preferred low mileage and one owner automobiles. They have two Hamilton County locations. One is in Fishers, Indiana at 8599 East 116th Street. You can dial them there in Fishers at that dealership, 317 842 2228. Their other location, Noblesville. It's between Noblesville and Westfield, right here along State Road 32. You can dial that dealership at 317 773 2232. You can visit them online or you can stop by. That's fritzinfishers.com. FRITZ. And also bringing you tonight's contest is Century 21 Real Estate. That's Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa Stokes Bear, she has enthusiasm. She has experience and she is knowledgeable. Lisa Stokes Bear, she's a real estate agent and a real estate broker. Lisa listens. Lisa Stokes Bear, Century 21. She works for Sheets Company. It's in Marion County, just across the county line in 96th Street. Walk across the street, you're in Hamilton County. They serve Hamilton, Tipton, Madison, and Tippecanoe County. Well, mentioned, she specializes in residential and corporate relocations. You can contact Lisa by phone or by text message at 317 513 4086. Again, that's 317 513 4086. Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa has a passion to prove her professionalism. Let Lisa surpass your expectations. We're getting ready to observe the national anthem. We're going to set this down. Our national anthem. Well done. It's just like a ballpark anthem with the organist. Sounds just like Chicago, Wrigley Field. So both teams getting ready to play. Rockville Hornets are out in the field. Catcher, pitcher, first baseman talking things over right now. They'll adjourn and we'll mention doing the pitching today for Rossville, number 5, Eli Barnes. Eli Barnes, a member of the senior class. He's listed as a pitcher and an infielder. We mentioned Eli Barnes on the season. He's got an ERA of 1.88. He's got 2 wins. He does not have a loss. He's pitched 18 and 2/3 innings. This is appearance number 5 on the season. He's given up 11 hits. He's given up 8 runs. 5 of those runs were earned. He has walked 12 batters. He has struck out 23. He has faced a total number of batters, 83 batters. He's thrown a total of 321 pitches. He's pitching from the stretch right now in the warm-ups. Getting warmed up right now on the pitcher's rubber. We'll go around the diamond. At the catcher's position, it's Nolan Britt. Nolan Britt wears number 45. At first base, number 17, Levi Darnell. At second base, number 0, Andrew Wallen. At shortstop, number 2 is Zach Wainscott. At third base, number 7, A.J. Kaplinger. In left field, number 22, Brogan Lanham. In center field, number 14, Ashton Abbott. And in right field, number 10, A.J. Kelly. Listen to a little AC Delco. I mean, AC/DC. Yeah, that's right. AC/DC. A little bit of some type of bells they're playing right there. AC/DC. Angus Young. Angus Young isn't popping across the stage playing his Stratocaster. There's something wrong. But it's always good when you can drop out of high school and make millions of dollars. They're going to throw one down. Nolan Britt comes to pitch. Throw it to second base, a frozen rope. And the Knights get ready to bat here in the top of the first inning. So they're working right there. Mikey Stapleton, opportunity to lead off. Batting first in tonight's ball game. He's second baseman. So home plate umpire gets a thumbs up from base umpire. Here we go. 5:37 p.m. out of the set. Eli Barnes, first pitch. Stapleton. Just outside of ball. That umpire can maintain that strike zone. That's kind of a tin can. But working from a stretch. Out of set. Eli Barnes. Here comes the pitch. Above the zone. Ball two. 2 balls, no strike. Eli Barnes pitching from the stretch. Primarily thought of as a relief pitcher. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball up the middle. Shortstop fields it. That's Zach Wainscott. He throws across the diamond, gets the put out with Levi Darnell. And there's one out here in the top of the first inning. So batting in the second spot tonight. He did start the season out batting in the second spot. So he's back there now. Batting second, number 3. Shortstop L.J. Whitford. Right-handed batter. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of stretch. Got that right foot on the very right side of that rubber to step off the back. He'll regather himself, L.J. Whitford. A little bit of a meeting of the minds here in the second at bat with the pitcher. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. 1 ball, no strike. 1 out. Top of the first inning. Rossville Hornets got a win. I believe they did a year ago at Central Capital. Here comes the pitch from Barnes. Swung on. He'll take it severely foul left side. And it's almost gloved there by a pedestrian spectator getting ready to join the crowd. So the count goes 1-1. L.J. Whitford, right-handed batter's box, peering in single. Out of the set position, Eli Barnes. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Whitford. Breaking pitch finishes away. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sun's coming out. Beating on the infield. Second base, first base. 2-1 count to Whitford. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. Full swing. Third base. Going to go off the foot. Got him in the box. L.J. Whitford. Foul ball off the foot. It did travel about 2/3 of the way. Fair territory towards third base. And A.J. Kaplinger was ready to play the baseball. And the home plate umpire killed the play. The 2-2 count, 1 out. L.J. Whitford going to step back in. Home plate umpire going to clean the dish off. IHSAA baseball at its finest. So he'll step back in, L.J. Whitford. 2-2 count, 1 out. Working from the stretch. Peering in, looking at signals. Eli Barnes. Out of set position. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Whitford. Outside ball three. 3 balls, 2 strike. Eli Barnes, a little bit of a multi-colored glove. Got some teal, got some red. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Could be a drop third strike. L.J. Whitford going to give it a shot at first base, and he's safe at first. Nolan Britt lost the baseball. It went back, not quite to the backstop. Picked it up, and L.J. Whitford is safe at first base. So with 1 out, stepping into bat for the Knights, 3-hitter is number 12, Alex Schumer. Right-handed batter. Excuse me, left-handed batter is Alex Schumer. First base is L.J. Whitford working out a stretch. He'll step off the back now. Eli Barnes, he'll step back in. Here and in, looking at signal from Nolan Britt. Out of the set position. First pitch to Schumer, low and inside for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. The flag right there in right center field where the scoreboard is pretty much draping straight down. Not a lot of wind. Out of set, Eli Barnes. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And to kill the play, the foul tip. Alex Schumer tried to swing away, tried to hold up the swing. Check swing foul ball right around home plate. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. L.J. Whitford at first base, a drop third strike. Pickoff move, nonchalant by Eli Barnes. Levi Darnell tosses it back to him. So modest lead at first base for L.J. Whitford. Out of the set position, Eli Barnes. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Inside a ball. Throw down at second base. Reading the dirt right there was L.J. Whitford. He slides in safe at second, head first. Ball was temporarily misplaced there at home plate by Nolan Britt. And Alex Schumer just stood still as a mouse because that box belongs to him. Working out a stretch, now the set. Here comes a 2-1 pitch to Schumer. Breaking pitch finishes low. Ball three. 3 balls, 1 strike. A little bit of an open stand. Tiptoe on that right foot for the left-handed batter, Alex Schumer. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. We call time, Alex Schumer. Going to be granted time in that left-handed batter's box. A long stretch at Eli Barnes looking at second base. He steps back in, getting signal from Nolan Britt. Out of set position. 3-1 pitch to Schumer on the way. Outside ball four. So Schumer's going to jog down to first base. And Alex Schumer on the season picks up base on balls, number 15 on the season. And we'll call timeout on the surface. Coach is going to come out and talk with a home plate umpire. It's not Brad Scott, but they're going to have a meeting of the minds there at the pitcher's rubber and have their one defensive timeout here in the top of the first. And coach is going to walk out, talk with the infield, minus the middle infielders. Now they're going to join now. They come in and join on the discussion. And we'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Scott Gashaw. Scott Gashaw, he says, when time is good, when you share, you should. Share and share alike. Support Indiana Middle School and High School athletics. That's Scott Gashaw. He's a Tipton native. He wrestled the 185-pound weight class. He played the offensive line for the Blue Devil. That was back in the day. They're 2 aboard for the ninth. First and second, there's 1 out. Top of the first inning. Stepping in, right-handed batter. 4-hitter, number 34, Isaiah Hopkins. Working from the stretch, peering in, looking at signals. Now the set for Eli Barnes. He'll check second base. Here's the pitch. Outside ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Two aboard Central Catholic with one out in the top of the first inning. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Hopkins. Breaking pitch finished away. Ball two. Two balls, no strike. Not a lot of wind. Outfield playing straight away. Second base playing straight away. Shortstop Wayne Scott kind of hovering at second base. Here comes the pitch. Strike called. Outside edge. Thigh high. Count goes 2-1. Two balls, one strike. Eli Barnes getting acclimated. Peering in, looking at signal. Out of the set position. Eli Barnes checks second base. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, foul ball. Right there around home plate. So, Isaiah Hopkins evens the count at 2-2. Two balls, two strike. One out. Two on base for the Knights, first and second. Schumer at first. Whitford at second. Here and in, looking at signal. Out of the stretch. Now the set position. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Hopkins. Swung on. Tried to check his swing. He swings it around. As a drop third strike, but first base was occupied. And there's two outs here in the top of the first inning. So Gus Sandberg going to move from the 4 spot last night to the 5 spot right now in the batting order. He is the DH, batting in place of pitcher Jonah Gerke. Out of set position, Eli Barnes checks second base. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, full swing, foul ball left of third base. So no balls, one strike. Gus Sandberg did some pitching last night, came in short relief late in the game. A 10-inning game last night. Knights were defeated by Harrison 2-1 at Harrison. Out of set position, Eli Barnes. Here comes the pitch. Right down Meridian, outside half. Strike call. Count goes 0-2 to Sandberg. Gus Sandberg steps back in. Right-handed batter facing the righty, Eli Barnes. Gonna set up a little bit outside on him. Out of set, here comes the pitch. Just above the zone, a little bit outside. He did hit the glove. Nolan Britt set up outside. It was right on target, but just high. Count goes 1-2 to Sandberg. Has that right foot in the back of the box. Out of set, Eli Barnes checks second base. It's the 1-2 pitch. Foul one back. He's going to get the screen. They've got some nice net screening right here on the backstop. They're obviously saving a lot of baseballs. That one probably would have went out of play on a routine field. A lot of schools going to this routine with the mesh net. Out of set, 1-2 pitch from Eli Barnes. Here's the pitch. Swung on back up the middle. Barnes gloves it, knocks it to the surface, picks it back up, throws over to first base, gets the put out with Levi Darnell. And the Knights lead 2 on base. The top of the first. Knights come up with no run. And we'll go to the bottom of the first inning. Rossville Hornets. We'll do the batting, and we'll mention tonight's ball game. In part being brought to you by Camino and Company. We welcome you and your patronage at Camino and Company, the mobile flower shop and wedding studio based in downtown Noblesville. You'll find Camino and Company on the north side of the Courthouse Square at 876 Logan Street. That's Camino and Company. They started the company with a dream and grew with the love of the local community. Camino and Company, they can now provide you with coffee. That's CaminoCoffee.com. CaminoCoffee.com. You can purchase that online and you'll be glad you did. It's Camino and Company. Look at some warm-up tosses on the surface right now. Jonah Gerke will do the pitching for the night. Jonah Gerke will mention in 16 and two-thirds innings. This is appearance number 7. This is game start number 5. He's faced 78 batters. He's thrown a total of 271 pitches. He's got a win-loss record of 3 wins, 1 loss. He's given up 12 hits. He's given up 10 runs. 7 of those runs were earned. He has walked 9 batters. He has struck out 16. 4 of those batters went down looking. Jonah Gerke has hit 4 batters along the way. An ERA of 2.940. Around the diamond for the night, we'll mention the catcher, number 34, Isaiah Hopkins. At first base, number 21, KG Teller. Second base, number 11, Mikey Stapleton. At shortstop, number 3, L.J. Whitford. At third base, number 12, Alex Schumer. In left field, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. In center field, number 2, Coy Gick. And in right field, number 44, Chase Hiddle. Stepping into bat, first batter for the Hornets, number 2, Zach Wainscott. He plays shortstop. Going to kill the play, going to call time, and Wainscott wants to manicure that right-handed batter's box just a bit for his step foot, his landing foot. So ball's in play. Live action, first pitch from Gerke. Strike called. Must have been top of the zone. No balls, 1 strike. Here and in, Jonah Gerke. Working from the windup. Right foot on, left foot off. Here comes the pitch. He'll take it to center field. Coy Gick gets a beat on it. It's going to bounce, going to get by Gick. His right side goes up against the fence there near the 245 marker, and it's going to be a 2-base hit to lead off the ball game for Rossville. That's Zach Wainscott. That's second base. So, second batter in the lineup, Rossville. Where's number 0? Andrew Wallen. Andrew Wallen is the second baseman. So he'll bat right-handed. He'll step in now. Where there's a new balance. Clean. Sun is glistening. Here and then looking at signals out of stretch. Now the set for Jonah Gerke. Here comes the pitch. She's going to square the bunt. They put a bunt down, but it's a foul ball. Right straight down. Got the ball right there near the right-handed batter's box. It's an 0-1 count to Andrew Wallen. So he'll step back in. Right-handed batter facing the righty, Jonah Gerke, out of a set position. Second base. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, called a strike. Let's say it got the plate. It broke low, but got the dish on the way across. No balls, 2 strikes to Wallen. Here and in, looking at signals, Jonah Gerke. Out of the set, he'll check second base. That's Zach Wainscott. Here comes the pitch. Outside a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jonah Gerke right there around home plate in that strike zone to begin this game. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Gerke. Breaking pitch, finished inside. Ball 2. 3-2 count. 2-hitter. Andrew Wallen, second baseman. Here and in, looking at signal. Out of set position. Gerke, here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, second base. Mikey Stapleton fields it. They'll get the out at first base with Caden Keller. But Zach Wainscott moves to third base, and there are 2 outs. I take that back. 1 out. Fire. 1 out. We're in the top of the first. It's 1 out, 2 batters gone by. Stepping in, 3-hitter, number 45, Nolan Britt. He does the catching for the Hornets. Out of set, Jonah Gerke. First pitch to Britt. Breaking pitch, backdoor curveball for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Zach Wainscott, a crooked lead there at third base. He's in the grass, gets some grip. Here comes the pitch. Low, good block there. Short off the glove of Isaiah Hopkins. Count goes 1-1. 1-1 strike. And a modest lead there at third base. Zach Wainscott got on base with a double to start the inning. Pitch comes in, short hop the glove. Isaiah Hopkins. 1-1 strike. Check that. 2-1 count. 2-1 count to the three-hitter Nolan Britt. Here now looking at signal. Out of stretch. Jonah Gerke, now the set position. Here comes the 2-1. Gonna be a shot ground ball short to second base. And the throw to first is wide right. He's going to be safe at first as Zach Wainscott comes in to score first run in the ball game from third base. So reaching on air is Nolan Britt. There's still one out, and Isaiah Hopkins going to call a timeout. Going to get the infield right there at the pitcher's rubber. Trying to collect themselves. And we'll mention this game is brought to you by Fritz and Fishers. You can hit a home run with a car from Fritz and Fishers. Fritz is knocking it out of the park with great deals this summer. Slide in and get a deal. You'll be safe for sure at Fritz and Fishers. We're stepping in. Four-hitter, number 22, Brogan Lanham. Brogan Lanham, left fielder. Stepping out of the stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Nolan Britt is at first base for the Hornets. 1 run in, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. Out of set position, Jonah Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Outside the ball. It's going to get off the glove of Isaiah Hopkins. Jogging over, taking second base on the misplayed baseball is Nolan Britt. So still one aboard, but Nolan Britt moves to second base. 2 balls, no strikes. Four-hitter, Brogan Lanham. Left fielder, right-handed batter. Out of set, Jonah Gerke. Here's the pitch. Strike called, outside edge. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Brogan Lanham might have been wanting to see a pitch. The 2-1 count to Lanham. Peering in, looking at signals, out of stretch. Now the set position. He'll check second base. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Brogan Lanham wears number 22. I'll mention Hornets wearing the white uniforms with the red pinstripe, vertical pinstripes. Out of set. Jonah Gerke, here's the pitch. Swung on, he'll foul it right side, out of play. So that'll make the count full. Full count. Four-hitter, Brogan Lanham. He'll step back in. Runner aboard at second base is Nolan Britt. 1 out and 1 run in here in the bottom of the first inning for the Hornets. Out of that, here comes the pitch. They strike him out inside. He tried to take a wave at it, didn't get a full swing. Almost like trying to check, and he'll go down swinging, and there are 2 outs. Next batter will step in, will be the 5-hitter, number 28. He is the DH to start this game. That's Evan McDonald, another right-handed batter for the Hornets. 2 out. Runner at second is Nolan Britt. Out of set position, Jonah Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch. You get by the glove and try to get him at third base. And Nolan Britt is going to take the brunt of that baseball. Going to get him in the chest on his slide to third. Pretty good sized young man. He's bulky, but a full grown baseball in the chest make you settle down just for a minute. They're going to give him some time there. He is safe at third base. He's going to jog off, and Coach Brad Scott is going to bring somebody out to run for the catcher. The courtesy runner coming out to run with 2 outs. Nolan Britt will put his gear on. And there are two outs here in the bottom of the first. Hornets have one run in. Jogging out to do the running is number 4, Brody Skinner. Brody Skinner, he's also listed as a catcher. And he's a senior class member. We'll see if Nolan Britt comes back out to catch in the top of the second. Out of set position, Jonah Gerke, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 5-hitter, number 28, Evan McDonald. DH. He's batting in place of A.J. Kapling, third baseman. Out of set. Jonah Gerke, here's the pitch. Breaking pitch. Didn't get the grip he wanted. It comes in way high. It's a 2-1 count. 2 balls, 1 strike. 5-hitter, Evan McDonald. Pierre looking at single. Out of the set. Jonah Gerke. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. So McDonald evens the count at 2-2 with 2 out. Rossville Hornets have a guy at third base. It is Brody Skinner, courtesy runner for the catcher, Nolan Britt. Out of that position, Jonah Gerke. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop. Fielded by Whitford. He'll throw across the diamond and get the put out with Caden Keller. And the Knights get out of the inning, but not before. Not before the Rossville Hornets come up with 1 run in the bottom half after 1 complete. Rossville 1, Central Catholic 0. We'll go to the top half of the second inning. And we'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Discount Copies. Discount Copies, we will mention. You can reach them by phone. They're in Noblesville. You can reach them at 317-773-8783. Discount Copies are just behind Pizza Hut and next to Bowl 32. It's along State Road 32. Discount Copies located at 100 Mensa Drive, Noblesville. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5 p.m. They're closed weekends and holidays. You can stay in touch with them. You can find them on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you want to go online, learn more about them, you can go to www.discountcopies-in.com. You can email them at discountcopies96@gmail.com. Discount Copies are right there in Noblesville. If you contact them for some help, you'll be glad you did. They'll help you with weddings. They'll fit all of your wedding needs. Stepping in for the night. Hitter number 21, Caden Keller. Working from a stretch. Nobody on base. Eli Barnes for the Hornets. Here comes a pitch. High and outside, ball 1. So Caden Keller steps back in. Left-handed batter for the night. In on the lip of the grass at third base is A.J. Kaplinger. Here comes the pitch. Above the zone, ball 2. Caden Keller, 3 home runs in this young season. And I will also mention 3 home runs. This comes in strike call. 3 home runs off the bat of number 21. And we'll double check that. I guess it's 2. They got 2 guys with 2 home runs. Rossville Hornets. It comes in outside of ball. Those 2 home runs. One is Levi Darnell. And the second 2-run home run so far this year is 45. Nolan Britt. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Will be fielded at second base. They'll flip it at first base and get the put out. Andrew Wallen to Levi Darnell. And there's 1 out here in the top of the second inning. So the Knight's going to step in. It's going to be the 7-hitter, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk, the left fielder. And a right-handed batter, he'll step in. So peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch. Now the set, Eli Barnes. First pitch to Van Kirk. Breaking pitch, perfectly placed. Strike called. One ball, no strike. Steps back in. Peering in, looking at signal. Now the set position for Barnes. Here comes the pitch. Going to call a strike outside edge. Van Kirk thought about swinging, a little bit of a check swing. Nothing to check on, but it's called strike. No balls, two strike. Brendan Van Kirk working out a stretch. Now the set, Eli Barnes. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, a ground ball. Shortstop. High hop, glove there by Wayne Scott to throw across the diamond and get the put out with Levi Darnell. And there are two out here in the top of the second inning. So next batter going to step in for the night. 8 hitter, number 44, Chase Hiddle. Chase Hiddle, the right fielder, right-handed batter, steps in. The batter's box almost completely gone on both sides here in the second inning. You're taught to do that. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut. Chase Hiddle. Try to get those batter's boxes the rate. So there's no penalty for trying to step out of a batter's box when you swing the bat because the umpire has no evidence. Can't call it. So peering in, looking at signals. Eli Barnes. No balls, one strike. Hiddle. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, second base. Gloves it on the gator. That's Andrew Wallen. Then throw to first base, get the put out with Levi Darnell. And the Knights are out of the inning, 3 up, 3 down. And after 1.5, Rossville 1, Central Catholic 0. And I will also mention tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by the Ultimate Kentucky Getaway. You can escape to a one-of-a-kind retreat in the heart of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, where rolling hills, world-famous distilleries, and unforgettable memories await. Welcome to your private 6-bedroom estate set on 7 scenic acres of peaceful countryside. You can spend your days exploring legendary bourbon stops, then come home to unwind in the hot tub under the stars. You can challenge your friends to a game of pool on the billiards table, or you can practice your swing on the putting green, or just relax by the fire pit as the night sets in. And when it's time to wind down your private movie theater, the room is waiting. Whether it's a bourbon weekend, family gathering, or group getaway, there's space and there's something for everyone. There's no crowds, no stress, just comfort, connection, and the true spirit of Kentucky. For questions or direct booking, you can text 317 442 7513. Again, that's 317 442 7513. They do all their bookings through Airbnb and Verbo. That is the ultimate Kentucky getaway. So Rossville Hornets will step in. 6 hitter number 10, A.J. Kelly. He plays right field. Right-handed batter's box. First pitch from Gerke. Fifth low, ball one. One ball, no strikes. 10, A.J. Kelly. Working from the windup. Gerke, here comes the pitch. Swung on, he'll take it foul, out of play, right side. Count goes 1-1. One ball, one strike. It's a one-run ball game. Hornets got one in the bottom of the first. Now batting in the bottom of the second inning. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Jonah Gerke. Swung on, he'll take it right side. Giving it a look over down the line is Chase Hiddle. It's going to be a foul ball caught for the first out here in the bottom of the second. So stepping in for Rossville, we're going to see the 7th hitter, number 5, Eli Barnes, who's doing the pitching in this ball game. A right-handed batter. looking for signals. Brad Scott, third base coach. No signals given. They're going to play him straight away in the outfield, somewhat shallow in right field with Chase Biddle. First pitch from Gerke, high and inside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes, right-handed batter. Eli Barnes sporting those batting gloves. They look like eggshell, probably a robin's egg. Swung on, ground ball foul all the way into the Knights dugout. Pulled that severely foul. Count goes 1-1. The Knights, as you know, have the third base dugout in this ball game. Rossville with their home first base dugout. Here comes the wind. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, you'll pop it right side. It's going to be a foul ball. Chase Hill gives it a look. Couldn't quite get to it. Going to land foul ball and strike two. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Eli Barnes. He stepped back in. Working from the windup, Jonah Gerke. Comes the 1-2 pitch to Barnes. Outside of ball, count goes even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The sun is out. Looks like no chance of rain for the moment. 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch from Gerke. Swung on, going to be a base hit to left field. Solid rocket shot. Picked up on a hop by Brennan Van Kirk. And a base hit off the bat of Eli Barnes. So they're going to put a runner in for Barnes. Coach Brad Scott going to probably go with a courtesy runner. Eli Barnes going to take the batting gloves off. We'll see if they're going to run for him. Evidently they are. They're waiting for the gentleman to probably get a helmet. And Eli Barnes going to go back in the dugout. Coming out to do his running is number 13, Caden Skinner. So Caden Skinner is running for the pitcher, and Brody Skinner is the courtesy runner for the catcher. So right-handed batter's box. Stepping in, Levi Darnell. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. He'll take it to left field. Got a lot of it. Going to back up Brennan Van Kirk. It's going to be off the fence. Off the fence in the air. Picked up nicely in left field by Brennan Van Kirk. And it's going to be a 2-base hit. And right there at first base. Kind of had to wait to see if that ball was going to be caught. So the first base runner right there, Caden Skinner, is now at third base. And at second base with a 2-base hit is Levi Darnell. With 1 out, stepping in for Rossville, the 9-hitter, number 14, Ashton Abbott. Ashton Abbott, I'm sure some folks know about Jim Abbott. What an athlete as a pitcher. Had only 1 arm, played MLB, fielded the baseball, delivered the pitch, moved the glove to his other arm, and fielded the baseball as a pitcher. Here comes a pitch from Gerke, low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. No signals given. Third base coach will step back in. Runners at second and third base. Peering in, looking at signals out of stretch. Jonah Gerke out of a set position. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. It's going to be a foul ball down the first baseline. Picked up in foul territory by Caden Keller. So the runners will go back to second and third. And coming back and pick up the bat. A 1-1 count. That's number 14, Ashton Abbott. He plays center field. He's batting in the 9th spot. On deck is Zach Wainscott. Peering in, looking at signal. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the second inning. 1 run on the board for the Hornets. Pitch comes in, breaking pitch. The called strike. 1 ball, 2 strike. Isaiah Hopkins kind of ran into Abbott in that right-handed batter's box. Home plate umpire says everything's good, everybody's safe, there's no interference, no obstruction. 1-2 count. Jonah Gerke peering in, now out of the set position. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the screen. So he'll stay in that box with a 1-2 count. Braxton Abbott. Braxton Abbott, a member of the senior class. He's the center fielder for Rossville. Out of the set position, Jonah Gerke. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Above the zone, ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Bottom of the second inning. Runners at second and third base for the Hornets. Peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch. Out of the set. Jonah Gerke. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Tried to check his swing. They're going to ask, and he's going to say no. Umpire was in C position, right-handed batter. Not a real good vantage point, but he says no. He checked his swing. Count goes full at 3-2. 3-2 count. Gerke out of the stretch. No call time. Ashton Abbott wants an extra minute. He'll step back in. 3-2 count. 1 out. Runners second and third base. Bottom of the second. Here comes the pitch. Above the zone, ball four. So Ashton Abbott going to jog down to first base. It's going to load the bases for the Hornets with 1 out. And there'll be a timeout called. Coach Bourdonnais going to walk out, talk with his infield. And we'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by McCormick Printing and Office Supply. Hey, baseball fans, let's give a cheer for one of our amazing local sponsors. That's McCormick Printing Impressions and Office Supplies. For more than 5 decades, MPI has been the go-to place for everything printed. That's posters, programs, shirts, signs, and all of the office supply needs you'll ever want. Family owned and operated, they are community minded and always ready to help you knock your next project out of the park. That's McCormick Printing Impressions, where quality and service are always a home run. It's McCormick Printing in Tipton. So, timeout complete. Bases loaded. 1 out. Stepping into bat, Zach Wainscott. Zach Wainscott wears number 2. He's played in 12 games, batting 289. Here comes a pitch from Gerke. Short hops a glove. Good block there by Isaiah Hopkins. Kept it right there at his feet. Count goes 1-0. Zach Wainscott. Entering this game, 46 plate appearances, 38 at bats. As mentioned, 289 average, 378 on base percentage. He's the one hitter. Here comes the pitch outside a ball. 2 balls, no strike. Number 2, Zach Wainscott, a member of the senior class, a pitcher and a shortstop. He's playing shortstop in this game. Working out a stretch, now the set position. Jonah Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball 3. 3 balls, no strike. Just step back in. Probably a take pitch here for Zach Wainscott. Here and in, looking at signals, Alvin Gregg. Now the set position. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball 4. So going to be a 4-pitch walk, and Wainscott going to go to first base. Coming in to score, second run the ball game for Rossville, number 13, Caden Skinner. Caden Skinner, he was running for Eli Barnes, the pitcher. The base is still loaded, 1 out. Stepping into bat, 2-hitter, number 0, Andrew Wallen. Second baseman. Andrew Wallen steps in. 45 plate appearances, 40 at bats, batting 350. Right-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Back to Gerke. He'll go to home. They'll go home, try to first, and no throw from Isaiah Hopkins. He will not make the throw to first. They will get the force out at home plate, and there are now 2 out. So the runners move around 90 feet. They get the lead runner at home plate. Bases still loaded, 2 out. Bottom of the second inning. 1 run in here in a second for the Hornets. Stepping in, three-hitter, left-handed batter, Nolan Britt. Out of that, Jonah Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Inside the ball. Breaking pitch. Came pretty close to his jersey. Count goes 1-0. So backdoor curveball wouldn't work there. Peering in, looking at signals out of stretch. Jonah Gerke, long pier. Now the set position to Nolan Britt. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, take it to center field. Coy Gick going to back up, move to his right, and make the catch in center field. And the Hornets lead 3 on base. They come up with 1 run in the bottom of the second inning. After 2 complete innings, Rossville 2, Central Catholic 0, and we'll go to the top of the third inning. And we'll also mention tonight's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Round Tripper. Round Tripper Academy. That's the premier academy for baseball training. That's in Westfield, Indiana. Not too far away from Grand Park. Just a bit south, right there along 31, just off of 31. And you can go online. You can go to roundtripper.com. You can learn quite a bit. The owner of Round Tripper is Chris Estep. Chris Estep graduated from Carmel High School in 1985. He was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates, played for Pittsburgh, played for maybe 1 or 2 other teams. Pretty good mainstay in the MLB. We'll mention Round Tripper Sports Academy. Opened its doors in the fall of 1993. The vision was to become the premier facility for baseball training in central Indiana. 30 years and tens of thousands of student athletes later, they have become a mainstay for the elite athletes throughout the Midwest and central Indiana. Their mission has been to help every athlete reach his or her fullest potential. You can reach them by phone at 317 896 2900. Again, their number 317 896 2900. For information at Round 4 Round Tripper, just go to info at roundtripper.com. And Central Catholic going to bat here, top of the third. 9-hitter, number 2, Coy Gick. Coy Gick caught that last fly ball to center field to end the bottom of the second. Right-handed batter will step in. Working from stretch, nobody on base. Out of set position now, Eli Barnes. Here's the pitch. Outside edge, strike call. No balls, 1 strike. Top of the third inning. Here and in, look at a signal. Third base, Kaplinger is in on the lip of the grass. Here comes the pitch. Full swing. Go back to the screen. Whether or not it was a foul ball does not matter. Count goes 0-2. We'll step back in, right-handed batter's box. Boy Gick. Here and in, looking at signals, out of a stretch. Now the set position. Eli Barnes. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball up the middle. Will be fielded on a hop out in front of second base by the shortstop, Wayne Scott. He throws across the diamond to Levi Darnell. There's 1 out here in the top of the third. So we'll go back up top of the order. Knight's going to bat. It's Mikey Stapleton. Coach Bourdonnais puts him in the 1 spot for this ball game. Right-handed batter steps in. He's played in all 15 games. 55 plate appearances, 40 at-bats. Batting .350. There comes the pitch. Outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Mikey Stapleton. He has a .500 on-base percentage, 14 hits, 10 singles, 3 doubles, 1 triple. Here's the pitch. Swung on, base hit. On the ground to left field between shortstop and third base. Mikey Stapleton gets himself aboard with his 11th hit on the season. Stepping into bat for the night. Two hitter, the three, L.J. Whitford. One out. Runner at first base is Mikey Stapleton. Stepping in, L.J. Whitford. Played in all 15 games. 62 plate appearances, 49 at bat. He's batting 245, a 371 on base percentage. First pick, just outside, ball one. One ball, no strikes. Sun is shining. God is loving baseball today. Peering in. Looking at signals out of stretch. Eli Barnes out of set position. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Second base, they're going to go to first. They'll throw behind the runner, get the out at first. Second baseman Andrew Wallen throws over to Levi Darnell. And Mikey Stapleton almost runs through that baseball. That baseball pretty close to his legs, but not hit. So he's at second base now with two outs stepping in. Alex Schumer, left-handed batter. Alex Schumer, 58 plate appearances, 42 at-bats. He's batting 357 and a 526 on base percentage. That's Mikey Stapleton, who he ties that right shoe. So ball's in play, working from the stretch. Now the set. Eli Barnes checks second base. Checks it again. Here's the pitch. Low for ball one. Good block by Nolan Britt. The 1-0 count. Schumer. So Alex Schumer, 15 hits. He's got 9 singles, 5 doubles. He has 1 home run. I believe it's at Benton Central. Out of set position. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. First baseman going to field it. Darnell, he'll toss it to the covering first base. The pitcher, well done by Eli Barnes. And the Knights are out of the inning. So Knights lead 1 aboard at top of the third. We come up with no run. We'll go to the bottom of the third inning after 2.5. Rossville, 2. Central Catholic, 0. We'll also mention today's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Indiana Beach. Indiana Beach, amusement park and water park. Just go online, learn more at indianabeach.com. It's Monticello, Indiana. You can get a season pass this year, 2026, for just $77.99. Last year, if you had a season pass, you can renew that pass for $71.99. They have exciting roller coasters. They have exciting boat rides. You can spend a whole day at the water park. They have 50 plus rides and attractions. And yes, there is more than corn in Indiana. Indiana Beach, they are celebrating their 100th anniversary, celebrating 100 years of nothing but fun. Parkside lodging available right there on Lake State. And Indiana Beach also has KOA campgrounds. You can reach them by dialing 574-583-4141. Again, 574-583-4141. Stepping in for Rossville, 4-hitter number 22, Brogan Lanham. Brogan Lanham will step into bat here in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch, Jonah Gerke. Swing and a miss. Fastball right on time. Brogan Lanham. Brogan Lanham on the season. Getting a chance to play here today. He's batting .667. He's got 15 plate appearances, 12 at-bats. Ground ball, third base. Can be fielded near the line. Long throw to first. Alex Schumer looking like a Craig Nettles or a Pete Rose at third base. There's one out. So going to bat here, second batter for Rossville. The bottom of the third is going to be the 5-hitter, Evan McDonald. Evan McDonald wears number 28. Played in 13 games, 49 plate appearances, 41 at bat. He's batting .317. Here comes a pitch from Gerke. Breaking pitch, low and away, ball one. So Evan McDonald, he's got a 408 on base percentage, 13 hits, 12 are single. He has one double. Here comes the wind in the pitch from Gerke. It's above the zone, ball two. Two balls, no strike to McDonald. Step back in. 9 RBI on the season. He scored 8 runs himself. Here comes the wind and the 2-0 pitch. Low and outside. The short hop block by Hopkins. Count goes 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. Evan McDonald. Probably a take pitch all the way. McDonald has walked 7 times this season. Right-handed batters peering in, looking at signals. Out of the windup. Here comes the wind and the 3-0 pitch. Strike called outside half. Knee high. Count goes 3-1. McDonald going to have that bat loose again at the 3-1 count. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Swung on, he'll foul it right side out of play. And Jonah Gerke stays in it, gets the count to full at 3-2 after a 3-0 count to McDonald. Peering in, looking at signal. Working out a windup. 3-2 pitch. There's one out. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Going to get a drop third. Hopkins going to have to go back to the backstop, make the throw. A tall throw. Wasn't going to get him. But a good effort by Isaiah Hopkins. Ball goes off his glove. A swinging strike three, drop third strike. And Evan McDonald is safe at first. We're stepping into bat for Rossville, going to be the 6-hitter number 10, A.J. Kelly. He's a right fielder, A.J. Kelly. Played in 12 games, 41 plate appearances, 31 at bat. Batting .387. Right-handed batter. Out of set, Jonah Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul ball, off the dirt, and then right off his leg in the batter's box. He does not wear an apparatus. Didn't quite need one there. Some of these ball players wear everything on their lower leg, but some of them get hit pretty hard, and they're not a bad idea in some cases. So no balls, one strike. A.J. Kelly, number 10, going to step back in. So one out. Peering in, looking at signal. Out of the stretch, Jonah Gerke, now the set position. Pretty good lead at first base. Here comes a pitch, breaking pitch, strike called. Good placement on the breaking pitch by Jonah Gerke. Count goes 0-2 to A.J. Kelly. Working there at first base, Evan McDonald. Must lead. Here comes a pitch, swing and a miss. He'll go down swinging. Looks into the plate. Number 5, Eli Barnes. Eli Barnes got himself aboard last time up. There's 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the third. One runner on first base. Right there is Evan McDonald. Peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch. Stepping in, Eli Barnes. Eli Barnes, he's played in 12 games. He's batting .310. Out of set. Pick off move, and step off the back, make no throw to first. Eli Barnes, 38 plate appearances, 29 at bat. On base percentage of .421. 9 hits, 6 singles, 3 doubles. Out of set. First pitch to Barnes. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. No balls, one strike. Eli Barnes, the batter. He's doing the pitching in this game for the Hornets. He's got 11 RBI on the season. A little bit of an open stand. Not much on the instep. No balls, one strike. Out of set position. Gerke, here's the pitch. It'll be breaking pitch. Good block there as he gets outside. Isaiah Hopkins keeps that ball in front of him. The home plate umpire going to switch baseballs with him. Dirt in the seam makes the ball off balance. The breaking pitch not quite the same. One ball, one strike. He'll step back in. Here in, look at signal. Out of the stretch. Eli Barnes, the batter. 1-1 count. 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Gerke. High for ball 2. Two balls, one strike. Still at first base. Drop third strike, got him there. That's Evan McDonald, the lone base runner, with two outs for the Hornets here in the bottom of the third inning. Out of set position. Jonah Gerke, here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, he'll foul it right side, out of play. The two balls, two strikes, two outs. Twos are wild. The two-run ball game. Hornets up by two here in the bottom of the third inning. Hornets got one in the first, one in the second. And with two out here in the third, they have a runner at first base. Out of set position. Here comes a 2-2 pitch to Barnes. Breaking pitch finished outside. Ball three. 3-2 count. Middle infielders for the night, LJ and Mikey. And determining who's going to take this throw, but there's going to be no throw here. Payoff pitch. Eli Barnes, right-handed batter's box. We'll step back in. Time was granted. Ball's made live. Here we go. Working from a stretch. Now the set. 3-2 pitch. Here's the pitch. Swung on. He'll drive it to left center. And Brennan Van Kirk up against the fence. Makes the catch. Brennan Van Kirk is very reliable. He caught that one right before it hit the fence. His glove went against the fence right there about the 3:45 mark. And he helped Jonah Gerke get out of the inning. So Rossville Hornets come up with no runs. The bottom of the third, after three completes, Rossville 2, Central Catholic 0. And the Knights are going to bat in the top of the fourth inning. And I will also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Robin's Nest. Robin's Nest, that's in Thorntown, Indiana. That's Thorntown's Cozy Coffee Cafe. You can dial them up at 765 592 1530. That's 765 592 1530. The owner is Robin Warnoff and her husband, Eric. Robin's Nest is a coffee shop right there on Main Street in Thorntown at 102 West Main Street. Not too far away from Stookie's. Stookie's, especially tonight, catfish on the menu. Great place to eat in Thorntown. Well, Robin's Nest, pretty good sized coffee shop. You can get food there, hot food, for breakfast and lunch. They close before dinner. They also have private event space rentals area available. And if you rent that space and you have a party, they can provide you with catering. You can go on the email. It's actually a Gmail. Go to Robin's Nest Cafe at gmail.com. That's ROBINZ Nest Cafe at gmail.com. Knights are going to step in, going to bat in the top of the fourth. Four hitter number 34, Isaiah Hopkins. Right-handed batter. Peering in, looking at signals. Working out of the stretch. Now the set. Eli Barnes. First pitch to Hopkins. Swung on and take it back up the middle. It's going to get over the shortstop's head. Going to be a base hit. Going to get into center field. Shallow center. And Isaiah Hopkins gets himself aboard with the base hit off the handle. Just does get over the head of Zach Wainscott. So Hopkins going to jog in. He'll put his gear on, be ready to catch the bottom of the fourth. And a courtesy runner at first base is Colton Minnick, number 5. Stepping in for the ninth, number 30, Gus Sandberg. Gus Sandberg, 5-hitter. He's the DH. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Gus Sandberg on the season. 49 plate appearances, 43 at-bats. He's played in 14 of the 15 games. Gus Sandberg batting 279 with an on-base of 367. Out of the set, Eli Barnes is the pitch. Outside half, strike called. The count goes 1-1. One ball, one strike, nobody out. Second batter for the night here in the top of the fourth. The two-run ball game. Hornets in front. Lafayette. Barnes. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, second base. They're going to try to go 4-6-3. And there, it came off the bag, but he got it back on. Double play ball, 6-4-3. Wayne Scott Wallen and over to Darnell. And the night base runners are erased. So stepping in with two outs for the night, six hitter number 21, Caden Keller. Caden Keller steps in. He's played in all 15 games. Out of set. First pitch to Keller. Swing and a miss. Foul tip in the glove. Strike call. Keller's a left-handed batter. Keller's has 39 plate appearances, 34 at bat. He's batting 382. Out of set. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball one. Count goes even at 1-1. Keller's on base percentage 462. He's got 13 hits, six are singles, four doubles, and three home runs. Out of set, here's the pitch. Outside a ball. Not sure if that was a screwball or not. Looked like it tailed away from Keller. Screwball, a difficult pitch to throw. Two balls, one strike. Eli Barnes is the pitch. Outside a ball with the breaking pitch, back door. Count goes 3-1. Three balls, one strike, two out. Top of the fourth inning. Caden Keller at the plate. Here comes the pitch. I'm going to say strike right there below the kneecap. Count goes full. So a called strike on Keller. Count goes 3-2. 3-2, two outs. Top of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch from Eli Barnes. They call a strike. Might have been above the zone. Not quite sure, but it's going to strike out looking. So there are three outs. And the Knights come up with no runs. They end up with no base runners. And we'll go to the bottom of the bottom of the fourth inning. After 3.5, Rossville 2, Central Catholic 0. And again, we'll mention tonight's ball game is in part being brought to you by Camino and Company. That's in downtown Noblesville. You can reach them. You can go online at Camino-and-company.com. Camino and Company is a mobile flower shop brought to you by local flower farmers and providers. We have small business partners and the Camino and Company founders. Their mascot is a 1984 El Camino SS, which belongs to Carly Witham Elbrett. That's the owner of Camino and Company. That El Camino belongs to her grandpa, D.E. Witham. And the goal at Camino and Company is to please each customer from their concepts to the Camino and Company completion. Again, you can explore the website. The website is camino-and-company.com. They are now booking 2026 brides. Stepping into bat for Rossville, eight hitter number 17, Levi Darnell. Levi Darnell, we'll mention, he's played in 12 games, 41 plate appearances, 32 at bats. He's batting 281 with a 439 on base percentage. Here and in, looking at signals out of the windup. Jonah Gerke, first pitch, bottom of the fourth. Breaking pitch finishes outside, ball one. One ball, no strikes. Jonah Gerke has gone the distance along with Eli Barnes for Rossville. So there's a wind and the 1-0 pitch. Right called outside edge. One ball, one strike. Right-handed batter's box. Levi Darnell. Levi Darnell, 9 hits, 6 singles. Here comes a pitch. Swung on. Foul ball left side. Down near the bullpen. Knights have some bullpen activity. Tatum Adriano down there. He fielded that ball off the foul fence. So the count goes 1-2. One ball, two strikes. To Levi Darnell. Out of the windup, here comes the pitch. Ground ball, third base. Alex Schumer across the diamond. It's the put out right there with Caden Keller, and there's one out. So next batter going to step in for Rossville. Going to be the ninth hitter, number 14, Ashton Abbott. Ashton Abbott, center fielder. He's been in 12 games. Ashton Abbott, 46 plate appearances, 37 at bat. He's batting 243 with a 370 on base. Swung on, ground ball again. Alex Schumer at third base. He'll get the put out at first base with Caden Keller. Caden Keller, that kind of throw kind of brought him outside the line there to the foul area. He kept his foot on, but he wasn't sure if he did. He went ahead and made the tag also. Made sure he got the out. So 2 out on the diamond. And a conversation. Coach Brad Scott going to talk to his next batter, Zach Wainscott. Wainscott getting ready to bat for his third time in the ball game. He got aboard his first time up, second pitch of the game. Right-handed batter, Zach Wainscott. He's played in 12 games, 46 plate appearances, 38 at-bats. He's batting 289, a 378 on base percentage. First pitch from Gerke. Breaking pitch low off the glove of Isaiah. Home plate umpire kind of shielding himself. I don't blame him. He's in harm's way, but he's relying on the catchers. One ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch to Wainscott. Swung on, ground ball. Alex Schumer, 3 plays, 3 outs. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, Rossville coming up with no runs. They leave nobody on base. No hit. We'll go to the top of the fifth inning. It's still a 2-0 ball game. Rossville in front of Central Catholic. And I will also mention today's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Fritz in Fishers. Fritz in Fishers and Fritz in Noblesville, celebrating 43 years in the car business. It's right there in the heart of the Nickel Plate District, right there in Fishers, Indiana. If you've not been to Fishers lately, it is a metropolis and it's still going through some tough times. They've purchased a lot of homes, a lot of businesses. They've got cranes working. They are building, building, building. That's in Fishers and along with Noblesville. We'll mention Fritz and Fishers. They have late model cars and trucks. Each vehicle has pre-delivery inspection. They have 2 Hamilton County locations. One is in Fishers at 8599 East 116th Street, pretty close to the railroad track. And you can dial them there at 317-842-2228. The second location, Noblesville, between Noblesville and Westfield. You can dial them there at 317-773-2232. That's Fritz and Fishers.com. FRITZ. Just stepping in. Nice. The number 41, 7 hitter, Brennan Van Kirk. Brennan Van Kirk, he's been on a tear. He's played in all 15 games. Batting 372, 440 on base percentage. First pitch to Van Kirk. Going to foul it straight back out of play. Van Kirk in the batter's box, he's at 50. Plate appearances, 43 at bats. 16 hits for Van Kirk. That leads the night. Right-handed batter. Now stretch, now set. Eli Barnes. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Ends up in the Knights dugout. On a hop in the Knights dugout, I saw Alex Schumer getting out of the way. So no balls, 2 strikes. Van Kirk steps back in. A little bit of a close stance. Here and in, looking at signal. Now the stretch, now the set. Eli Barnes, here's the pitch. Upstairs, a ball. Probably going to try to wave at that one. Sometimes you get an 0-2 pitch. Catcher sometimes raises his hand up out of the crowd to let the pitcher know he wants a high fast. The count goes 1-2. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch to strike him out. Break. Good placement of the breaking pitch by Eli Barnes. And Van Kirk goes down looking. There's one out here in the top of the fifth inning. Who's stepping into bat for the night? Eight hitter, number 44, Chase Hiddle. Right-handed batter. He's playing right field in today's ball game. He's got 9 games under his belt, 19 plate appearances, 16 at bat. First pitch to Hiddle. And a call a strike outside edge. Trying to check his swing, but it's a called strike by the home plate umpire. Chase Hiddle, he's batting 250, right-handed batter's box. 368 on base percentage. Here's the pitch. Swung on, healthy cut. Might have been a foul ball. Goes back to the screen. Nevertheless, it's an 0-2 count to Hiddle. So that might have got Nolan Britt while the home plate umpire is hand delivering a baseball to the pitcher, Eli Barnes, giving Britt a chance to, to shake that off. Didn't get him too bad. I tell you what, I've seen on Facebook a lot of umpires taking serious hits. It's not even. I guess they still like the job. They are passionate. No balls, 2 strikes. Chase Hiddle. Out of set. Here comes the pitch by Barnes. Outside a ball. That was a short hop. Nolan Britt makes the stop. Count goes 1-2 with the Chase Hiddle. Chase Hiddle step back in. A member of the sophomore class. Here and in, looking at signal. Eli Barnes out of the set. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Outside ball 2. 2-2 count to Hiddle. Hiddle has 4 hits on the season. They are all singles. Chase Hiddle in the batter's box. 2-2 count. Out of set, Eli Barnes. Long set. Here comes the pitch. Going to take it back up the middle. Going to go to center field with it. Had some air under it, making the catch in center field. Ashton Abbott. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. But Chase Hiddle kind of got the end of the bat on that. Didn't sound like a sweet spot hit. Caught in center field by Abbott. 2 outs stepping in. Central Catholic, 9 hitter, number 2, Coy Gick. He's playing center field in today's ball game. Out of set. Comes a pitch. Swung on, ground ball, shortstop. Zach Wainscott will throw to first base. They'll get the put out with Levi Darnell. And 3 up, 3 down. Lafayette Central Catholic come up with no runs. Six for the 5th. We'll go to the bottom half after 4.5 innings. Rossville, 2. Central Catholic, 0. And I will remind you, we'll talk a little bit about the IU Legacy. IU 76 Team Legacy Initiative. If you remember, former Indiana University basketball players, Bobby Wilkerson, back in 76, he wore number 20. And his friend, a good friend, Kent Benson, he wore number 54. Those 2 players are working together and blending their efforts to promote the IU 76 Team Legacy Initiative, celebrating the 50th anniversary of Indiana University's undefeated basketball season. A truly historic moment. Supporting this campaign helps honor a standard of excellence and keeps that proud legacy alive through events, media, and outreach. They have set up a GoFundMe page solely for the benefit of the 76 Team Legacy Initiative. And if you want to help them, you can go to GoFund.me/BC32D9BD8. GoFund.me/BC32D9BD8. And that's the Legacy Team. Go online and find them. First pitch, bottom of the 5th. Outside and low. Ball 1 in the batter's box for Rossville. 2 hitter, number 0, Andrew Wallen. He's playing second base. Steps back in. Here comes the wind and the pitch. from Jonah Gerke. So nobody out. Batting here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Hearing in, looking at signal. Batter's box, Andrew Wallen. Comes a 1-1 pitch. Swung on, he'll foul it right side out of play, a 1-2 count. Wallen. Wallen on the season. He's pitching 12 games, 45 plate appearances, 40 at bats. He's batting 350 to 400 on base percentage. He's got 14 hits on the season, 12 singles and 2 doubles. 1-2 count. Working out of the windup, Jonah Gerke. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Going to be a drop third strike. A short hop in the glove of Isaiah Hopkins. He'll step to the inside and get the put out at first base with Caden Keller. So with one out, the batting here in the bottom of the fifth. Next batter going to step in. 3-hitter number 45, Nolan Britt. Nolan Britt, left-handed batter, right-handed catcher. Straightaway stance. A little bit of an open stance for Britt. Working out of the windup, Jonah Gerke. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. So Nolan Britt steps in. He's played in 13 games, all 13, 48 plate appearances. Here comes a wind in the pitch from Gerke. It comes in, thigh high, strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nolan Britt batting 394, 574 on base percentage. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Short hop the glove, and ball's going to carry him left side to throw a new ball in the ball game. 2-1 count to Nolan Britt. 2-1 count, 1 out. Bottom of the fifth. There's a 2-0 contest. Rossville in front. You're going to take a shot. Left field line. It'll be a foul ball over in the corner. And it might have went out of play. They're going to let that ball go. Count goes even at 2-2 to Nolan Britt. He got around big time on that one. Nolan Britt. He does have 2 home runs on the season. Here comes a wind and the pitch. Swung on, second base, Mikey Stapleton. Couldn't glove it. Off the glove, he thought about going back to first after he recovered, but safe at first is Nolan Britt. And we'll see if Nolan Britt is going to do the running. Looks like he will so far. And with 1 aboard, 1 out, stepping into bat for Rossville, 4-hitter number 22, Brogan Lanham. A right-handed batter, Brogan Lanham, number 22, steps in. Get a chance to play in today's ball game for Coach Scott. Here comes the pitch. I just check his swing. Home plate umpire says I don't need help. That's a strike. Strike swinging, count goes 0-1. So let's check the wristband. Check the wristband digits. Silent communication. Working out the stretch. Now the set. Jonah Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, foul ball up against the backstop. No balls, 2 strike to Brogan Lanham. Brogan Lanham batting 667. He's got 8 hits. 7 are singles. 1 is a double. 0-2 count. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Jonah Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch. Swing and a miss. He'll go down swinging. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Coach Brad Scott going to make an adjustment. He's probably going to bring Nolan Britt back off the base, let him put his gear on. And they're going to go back to the courtesy runner. And as they're going to throw out there, number 4, Brody Skinner. Brody Skinner going to do the running at first base for Nolan Britt, 2 out. So stepping in the bat for Rossville, 5-hitter, number 28, Evan McDonald. He is the DH. Working out set position. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, high. Ball 1. Evan McDonald, 28, played in all 13 games, 49 plate appearances, 41 at bats. He's batting 317 in that right-handed batters. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the pitch. Nope, pickoff move, first base, back safely, head first. Keller applies the tag quite late, but applies the tag anyway. You never know when a guy's going to become detached from the base. Out of set, here comes the pitch. 1-0 pitch, outside, ball two. Two balls, no strike, two out. Taking a wristband again. Steps back in. Evan McDonald, right-handed batter, out of set position. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, swing and a miss. Down goes 2-1. Two balls, one strike, one aboard at first base for Rossville. Courtesy runner, number 4, Brody Skinner. Running for Nolan Britt, out of set position. Jonah Gerke. Here comes the 2-0 pickoff move. They're going to the throw was high. If that throw would have been on target, it'd have been a pickoff move. The Knights are yet to pick off a runner in this season. I was noticing that last night. So peering in, looking at signals, but they also have not committed a balk. Out of set, here comes the pitch. Swung on, you're going to take it right field, actually going to be out of play right side. Count is 2-2 with two out. Two balls, two strikes. Cody Skinner doing the running at first base. In the batter's box, Evan McDonald. Out of set position, Jonah Gerke. Here comes the 2-2. You know, going to try to pick him off. The throw to first. And Cody Skinner, they're going to say got him at second base. So Cody Skinner took off on the pickoff move. They had to go ahead and finish the move to first base. And then Caden Keller threw a strike to second base, and they put the tag on him, and they get out of the inning. So Evan McDonald will bat first in the top of the sixth. Rossville comes up with no runs. The bottom of the fifth, all the scoring. Rossville did it in the first and second inning. It's a 2-0 contest. Central Catholic going to bat in the top of the sixth inning. And again, we do thank you for tuning in. And we'll mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa Stokes Bear, she is a real estate agent and a real estate broker. She has enthusiasm, she has experience, and she has quite a bit of knowledge. More than 27 years she's been in the real estate business, working at Sheet Real Estate right there in Marion County, just across the county line from Hamilton, right there on 96th Street. Lisa Stokes Bear, serving Hamilton, Tipton, Madison counties, along with Tippecanoe County, specializing in residential and corporate relocations. You can contact Lisa by phone or text message 317-513-4086. That's 317-513-4086. Tonight, stepping in, top of the sixth, Mikey Stapleton, top of the order. Out of the set, Eli Barnes, here's the pitch. High for ball one. One ball, no strikes, Mikey Stapleton. He played in all 15 games, 55 plate appearances, 40 at bat. Out of set, Eli Barnes. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, he'll pop it. Foul, right side, giving it a look at first base, foul territory. The catch is made by Levi Darnell, and there's one out here in the top of the sixth. So the Knights going to send to the plate, two-hitter, number 3, L.J. Whitford. Shortstop, right-handed batters will step in. He's played in all 15 games, 62 plate appearances, 49 at bat. Out of set position, Eli Barnes. First pitch to Whitford. Breaking pitch low for ball one. Pretty good placement. Finished low. One ball, no strike. L.J. Whitford batting .245 in that right-handed batter's 371 on base percentage. Second pitch to Whitford. Breaking pitch. Outside, ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. Whitford has 12 hits on the season. 9 are singles, 2 doubles, and he has 1 home run. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. You fake it square to bunt. You pull the bat back, it's a called strike. And 2 balls, 1 strike. Let's step back in. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the set, Eli Barnes. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Swung on, he go to right field. Going to move to his left, and he'll make the catch. Nice stab, and a catch made in right field by A.J. Kelly. And a pretty nice poke to right field. In another game, that would have got down for maybe a triple. So stepping in with 2 out. Mitchell Catholic, third baseman, number 12, Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer also all 15 games, 58 plate appearances, 42 at bats, batting 357 in that right-handed batter's box. Out of set, Eli Barnes. Here's the first pitch. Breaking pitch, backdoor curveball in there for a strike. Alex Schumer, a 526 on base percentage, 15 hits, 9 singles, 5 doubles, 1 home run. Here's the pitch. Swung on, back up the middle. Nearly got it with the glove there. Eli Barnes, it got just by his glove. It was a line shot to center, and Alex Schumer gets himself aboard with a base hit. The next batter going to step in for the Knights. 4-hitter number 34, Isaiah Hopkins. Right-handed batter, all 15 games, 56 plate appearances, 41 at-bats, 366, 536 on base percentage. First pitch out in set position. Barnes, low for ball 1. So Isaiah Hopkins, 15 hits on the season, 10 singles, 4 doubles, 1 home run. Steps back in, a 1-0 count. Out of set position, Eli Barnes. Here's the pitch. High for ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. Isaiah Hopkins has 8 RBI. He's walked 8 times, and he's been hit by pitch 7 times. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball 3. 3 balls, no strike. Isaiah Hopkins, likely a take sign. Runner at first base is Alex Schumer. Got himself there with a base hit to center. Here comes the pitch. Outside and tall, ball 4. So Isaiah Hopkins jogs down to first base. Hopkins picks up his 9th base on balls on the season. And the Knights have 2 aboard with 2 out. They're going to call time. Rossville Hornets going to talk this over at the pitcher's rubber. Have 2 aboard. We're in the top of the 6th inning. And again, we do thank you for tuning in. And we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by Camino and Company. We welcome you and your patronage at Camino and Company, the mobile flower shop and wedding studio based in downtown Noblesville. You'll find Camino and Company on the north side of the Courthouse Square at 876 Logan Street. They now have coffee. Coffee is roasted by their friends at Noble Coffees and Teas. Well mentioned, you can order Camino Coffee today at CaminoCoffee.com. Again, that's CaminoCoffee.com, and you'll be glad you did. Tonight, you're going to step in. It's going to be Gus Sandberg. Gus Sandberg, right-handed batter. 2 aboard for the night, first and second base. Out of set, Eli Barnes. Here's the pitch. Healthy cut, swing and a miss. Gus Sandberg, he's played in 14 of the 15 games. He was a little bit under the weather, not much. He's batting 279 right-handed batter's box, 367 on base percentage. Out of set, here comes the 0-1 pitch. Back up the middle, off the glove of Barnes. They throw to first base. They get the put out. Ball's loose, and the Knights are out of the inning, and they leave 2 aboard. At top of 6, they come up with no runs. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. After 5.5, Rossville 2, Central Catholic 0. And We'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Discount Copy. Discount Copy, they are conveniently located at the west edge of Noblesville, Indiana, just behind Pizza Hut and next to Bowl 32 along State Road 32. At Discount Copies, they provide setup services where you can turn your artwork into things such as note cards, notepads, prints, and calendars. And it's never too early to think about personalized Christmas cards, posters, and oversized printing also available. And if you're planning a wedding, they can print all of your necessary needs. You can reach Discount Copies by phone 317 773 8783. Again, that number is 317 773 8783. Or by Gmail, it's Discount Copies 96 at gmail.com. Knights are going with a new pitcher here in the bottom of the sixth inning. They're going to go with Tatum Adriano. Tatum Adriano, he has 10 innings under his belt. This is appearance number 7. Now he's faced 42 batters. He's thrown a total of 159 pitches. He's got a win-loss record of 2 wins, no losses. He's given up 8 hits, 8 runs. Only 7 of those runs were earned. He's walked 3 batters. He has struck out 12. 3 of those batters went down looking, and he has hit 2 batters along the way. They're going to throw it down to second base. Bottom of the sixth inning. Hornets going to bat. 2-0 contest. Stepping into bat, Rossville. We're going to see come in there and bat Caden Skinner. Caden Skinner going to step in. He was a pinch, he was a courtesy runner. Now coach has inserted him to bat here in the bottom of the sixth inning. So that's number 13, Caden Skinner. Caden Skinner has played in 8 games. This is his 9th. 19 plate appearances, 16 at bats. Out of the windup, Tatum Adriano. Adriano, first pitch to Skinner. Here's the pitch. He's going to square to bunt. Pitch comes in high, ball 1. He pulls the bat back. Number 13, Caden Skinner. Caden Skinner batting .312 in that right-handed batter's box. Got 5 hits, 4 singles, 1 double. Working out of the windup. Tatum Adriano. Here comes the wind. Pitch. Pitch comes in inside half, knee high, called strike. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Caden Skinner. Caden Skinner has 5 RBI on the season. He has scored 4 runs. There comes the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, swing and a miss. Tatum Adriano can absolutely bring the fastball. Tatum Adriano, a 1-2 count to number 13, Caden Skinner. He's a junior class member. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Low for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tatum Adriano, a member of the sophomore class. 5'10", 215. Pitcher and a third baseman. 2-2 count to Skinner. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Low and inside, ball 3. Count goes full. Caden Skinner. Tatum Adriano facing his first batter. In the ball game, we're in the bottom of the 6th. 2-run ball game. Rossville got 2 in the first and second combined. Here comes the wind and the 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4. Going to jog down to first base. So runner aboard at first base is Caden Skinner. Stepping into bat for Rossville. 6-hitter, number 10, A.J. Kelly. A.J. Kelly, who's played in 12 of the 13 games. 41 plate appearances, 31 at-bats. A.J. Kelly batting .387. That right-handed batter's box. .512 on base percentage. The runner at first, Tatum Skinner, not much of a lead. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Tatum Adriano. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. So no balls, one strike. The flag out there in right center, waving a little bit, moving around. Got some wind happening, not a whole lot on the diamond. Peering in, looking at signals. Tatum Adriano looks at first base out of the stretch. Now the set. There comes the 0-1 pitch. Oh, for ball one. So Isaiah Hopkins faked a snap throw and getting down in a hurry, getting back to the bag is Caden Skinner. Well, one ball, one strike. Peering in, looking at signals out of the stretch. Looks at first base. Now the set position for Adriano. Long set. Here comes the pitch. We put a bunt down. It's going to be a foul ball back to the screen. Now it goes 1-2. We'll step back in. Foul ball. One ball, two strike. A.J. Kelly, the sixth hitter for Rossville. Runner at first base, Caden Skinner. Working out a set position. Here comes a pitch from Tatum Adriano. High for ball two. The high pitch gets off the glove, goes back to the backstop. And Caden Skinner now at second base. So 2-2 count. Nobody out. Bottom of the sixth inning. We've gone nearly 4 innings with no scoring going on. Rossville got one in the first, one in the second. Out of set, Tatum Adriano looks at second base, steps off the back. He'll reset. He has that opportunity. He kind of controls the pace of the game. 2-2 count back in this set position. Looks at second base. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball three. Ball got loose there around the dirt. And I'm picking up the baseball there. And so it's a 3-2 count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second base for Rossville is Caden Skinner. Nobody out. Out of step. Here comes the payoff pitch. High and tight. Ball four. Snap throw to second base by Hopkins. Gets by the middle infielders. Picked up by Kick and thrown back in. The timeout on the diamond. Coach Bourdonnais going to walk out. Talk with his infielders. Nobody out. Rossville have 2 outs. Rossville has 2 outs. Excuse me. 2 aboard. Nobody out. Here in the bottom of the sixth inning. And timeout on the diamond. We'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by the Ultimate Kentucky Getaway. Escape to a one-of-a-kind retreat in the heart of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, where rolling hills, world-famous distilleries, and unforgettable memories await. Welcome to your private 6-bedroom estate set on 7 scenic acres of peaceful countryside. Spend your days exploring legendary bourbon stops, then come home to unwind in the hot tub under the stars. Challenge friends to a game of pool on the billiards table, or try your swing on the putting green, or relax by the fire pits. For questions or direct bookings, text 317-442-7513. That's the Ultimate Kentucky Getaway. Stepping in for Rossville, number 5, 7-hitter Eli Barnes. Pitcher of record, out of the set position, Tatum Adriano. In on the lip of the grass at first base is Keller. In square to bunt. Pulls the bat back to ball. Ball caroms. The runners move up 90 feet as they read the baseball on the dirt. So runners at second and third base, nobody out. 1-0 count. 7-hitter number 5, Eli Barnes. Barnes has played in 12 games, 38 plate appearances, 29 at-bats. He's batting .310. So the Knights are in on the lip of the grass, the whole infield. Out of set, here comes the pitch. Swung on and take it to center field. You're going to back up Coy Gick. He'll back up, make the catch. They'll tag from third base. The throw is going to try to come in at third base, and he's going to be safe at third. A good relay there by L.J. Whitford. A good throw from deep in center field by Coy Gick. Run comes in to score for Rossville here in the bottom of the sixth inning. So the catch is made. There's one out. Catch is made. Coy Gick in center field. Stepping into bat for Rossville, number 17, Levi Darnell, first baseman. Knights are still in on the lip of the grass on the infield. One out. Runner at third base for Rossville. First pitch, outside edge, strike called. A.J. Kelly wears number 10. He's the base runner at third base for the Hornets. Stepping back in, Levi Darnell. Working out of set position. Tatum Adriano checks third base. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Short hops the glove. Isaiah Hopkins makes a good stop. One ball, one strike. Levi Darnell has played in 12 games, 41 plate appearances, 32 at-bats. He batting .281 with a .439 on-base percentage. 1-1 count, one out. Out of set position. Tatum Adriano looks at third base. Here's the pitch. And trying to put a bunt down. He's trying to suicide squeeze. The bunt went airborne behind home plate. Stayed in the field of play. We couldn't see what happened. We were shielded by the window. But a good effort by Isaiah Hopkins, always. 1-2 count. Levi Darnell. Coach Brad Scott trying to push one across there. Potential suicide squeeze. So the Knights back up on the lip of the grass. 1-2 count, one out. Levi Darnell, right-handed batter. We're going to stretch. Now the set. Tatum Adriano checks third base. Long set. Timeout called by Darnell in that right-handed batter's box, and I can't blame him. We'll step back in. 1-2 count. One out. Hornets have a runner at third base. It's A.J. Kelly out of set position. Check third base. Tatum Adriano, here's the pitch. Swung on, he'll foul this one right side out of play. Taking that bat through the zone in a hurry is Levi Darnell. Tatum Adriano brings the fastball for a sophomore. I would guess he's in the 80s, maybe the high 80s. I don't know. 1-2 count to Darnell. Out of set. Checks third base. Here comes the 1-2 again. Low for ball two. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One out. Knights playing defense in the bottom of the sixth inning. Here and in, looking at signal. Infield in on the lip of the grass, all the way around. Out of set position. 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch. Going to take it to the outfield. Going to back up. Going to move to his right. Coy Gick. Going to make the catch. He's going to make it a throw to home plate. It's going to be off target. Tagging up at third base. Coming in to score. Second run in the half inning. Number 10, A.J. Kelly. Bases are empty. Rossville has two runs in. Here in the bottom of the sixth. Next batter going to step in for Rossville. Going to be the 9-hitter, number 14, Ashton Abbott. Ashton Abbott, center fielder. Right-handed batter. Nobody on base. Working from the windup. Tatum Adriano, first pitch to Abbott. High and tight, ball one. Tatum Adriano, he's popping the glove. Working from that windup. 2 feet on. Peering over the glove, getting a signal. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, he'll pop this one foul, out of play. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out. Ashton Abbott at the bat. He's played in 12 games, batting .243. You can call time. Right-handed batter's box. Granted, we'll step back in. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Adriano. That's going to be a hit, a C. He's going to say didn't get him. Didn't get him. I'm surprised that didn't get him. I don't know how he got out of the way, but the home plate umpire says everybody's safe. So he'll step back in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ashton Abbott. Here and in, looking at Stengel. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Adriano. Swung on, he'll pop it. Left field. Got some air on it. It's going to be called shallow left field. And Brennan Van Kirk has the authority. He calls everybody off and makes the catch. So 2 runs in here in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Hornets. After 6 completes, Hornets 4, Knights 0. Knights are going to bat here in the top of the 7th inning. And again, we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa Stokes Bear Century 21. You can let Lisa look or let Lisa list. Lisa specializes in residential and corporate relocation. Lisa now does complimentary staging. What that means, Lisa will list your home. She'll come over, she'll go inside, she'll clean your home, she'll adjust the furniture, she'll make it nice looking for the open houses that are going to take place. She'll go outside and she'll clean up the outside too. Make sure your lawn is sparkling, and that'll help you to sell your home quicker. You can contact Lisa Stokes Bear by cell phone or text message 317-513-4086. That's 317-513-4086. Next, you're going to step in. Number 21, Caden Keller. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch from Barnes. Outside and tall, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Caden Keller, where's number 21? Played in all 15 games. Out of set. Eli Barnes, here's the pitch. They call that a strike. Looked very similar to the first pitch, but they call it a strike as a 1-1 count. Here and in, Eli Barnes out of set position. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Backdoor curveball, outside of ball. With Caden Keller, he's played in all 15 games, 39 plate appearances, 34 at bats, batting .382. Left-handed batter's box. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. Full swing. He'll go left side. See if it's going to be a fair or foul ball. It's going to be a foul ball and nearly caught by the left fielder, Brogan Lanham. It's going to land a foul ball. Count goes 2-2 to Caden Keller. Caden Keller, as mentioned, .382 batting average, .462 on base percentage. 13 hits, 6 singles, 4 doubles, 3 home runs. He has 16 RBI. That does lead the Knights. So left-handed batter's box, Caden Keller. Working from the stretch, now the set. Nobody on base. Here's the pitch from Eli Barnes. Pitch comes in outside of ball. Count goes full. First batter for the Knights. Top of the 7th inning. 3-2 count. Nobody out. 4-run ball game. Rossville in front. Here comes the pitch. Foul ball. Just got a piece of it. Fouls it back to the screen. He'll stay in that box with a 3-2 count. Caden Keller. Caden Keller, a member of the junior class. 3-2 count. Up and out stretch. Now the set. Eli Barnes. Here comes the pitch. Foul ball again. Similar type of foul ball. Back to the net. He'll step back in again. Third time. 3-2 pitch for Caden Keller. Playing him to pull the baseball to right field. Out of set. Eli Barnes. Here's the pitch. When you drop third strike, he'll take off for first base. Nolan Britt steps to the inside. Throws a strike to Levi Darnell, and there's 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. So the Knights are going to step in. It's going to be the 7-hitter, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk, left fielder. Van Kirk has played in all 15 games, 50 plate appearances, 43 at-bats, batting .372. That right-handed batter's box. Out of set, Eli Barnes. Here comes the pitch. Low and outside, ball 1. Brennan Van Kirk, a .440 on base percentage, 16 hits, 15 singles, one double. Out of set position, Eli Barnes. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Going to call it a strike. Right below the kneecap, across the dish. Count goes 1-1. One ball, one strike. Brennan Van Kirk out of set. Eli Barnes. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch finishes away. Ball two. Two balls, one strike. Right-handed batting. Senior class member Brennan Van Kirk. Out of set. Eli Barnes. Here's the 2-1 pitch. The pull it foul. Third baseline. Be gloved there with one hand by Coach Bourdonnais. He'll toss it back to Eli Barnes. 2-2 count. One out. Step back in. Running Van Kirk, turning in looking at signal. Now the set for Eli Barnes. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Moved to his left. Third baseman couldn't get it. Wayne Scott couldn't quite get it on the throw. Wayne Scott picked up the baseball after it went by Kaplinger. Threw it on the run. Safe at first is Brennan Van Kirk. Van Kirk has some wheels. So Van Kirk is at first base with one out. It's an infield hit for Brennan Van Kirk. And Coach Bourdonnais going to talk to Colton Geyer. Colton Geyer also, he's a member of the junior class. Good for 185. Sounds like a Dale Murphy back in the day, back when Dale Murphy played for the Atlanta Braves. He could drive the baseball. So stepping in, one out. Colton Geyer, right-handed batter, working from the stretch. Now the set, Eli Barnes, first pitch. He'll take it to right field. Going to back up to the right fielder. That's A.J. Kelly. He'll veer to his left and make the catch. So two out here in the top of the seventh inning. Knight's going to send to the plate number 2, Coy Dick. Coy Dick has played an exceptional center field position this day and this season. Right-handed batter working out stretch. Now the set. Eli Barnes, first pitch to Dick. Breaking pitch. Perfectly placed. Strike called. So no balls, one strike. Coy Dick, the batter for the night. Out of set. Eli Barnes. Long set. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch. Just missed. Count goes 1-1. Coy Dick, he'll step back in. He's played in 14 games. 35 plate appearances, 26 at bat. Out of set. Here's the pitch. High for ball two. 2-1 count to Dick. He's batting .231. He's got a .323 on base. 6 hits, 5 with singles. He has one double. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. And a foul this one back. Out of play. 2-2 count, 2 out. Coy Dick, he's got 6 RBI on the season. He has scored 12 runs for the night. Here an in single. Out of stat position, Eli Barnes. Long set. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Going to go to shortstop. One hop right in the glove. I think Zach Wainscott might have shut his eyes on that one, but still made a good play. Fielded it with the first base, Levi Darnell. And that's going to complete today's ball game. So as Will mentioned, Knights come up with no runs at top of the 7th. Bottom of the 7th will not be necessary. We'll mention final score. Rossville 4, Central Catholic 0. And I will mention games coming up on the agenda. Rossville Hornets. Rossville Hornets are going to be busy. They're going to play Monday, 5:30 game right here with Western Boone. And the schedule I have from Max Prep says this. They'll play on Wednesday at Clinton Prairie. They'll play Thursday at home versus Carroll. They'll play on Friday at Harrison. They'll be at Harrison on Friday. And then next Saturday, they'll play Twin Lakes right here. Central Catholic Knights, their upcoming schedule. They're going to play Monday. They'll play at Clinton Prairie. Check the time. Maybe at 6 o'clock, might be 5:30. That'll be Monday the 4th. And then on Tuesday the 5th, 6 o'clock game, Caston Comets will be at Central Catholic. And then the Catholic Classic will take place next Friday and Saturday. Knights will play 3 games. Check your listings. We do thank you for tuning in. We thank Kyle Etherington. Pleasure to meet you. And we're going to bow out of here. And we'll talk to Coach Bourdonnais here in just a moment. But we'll mention, no matter if you're home or away, if you're doing the teaching and the learning, don't let him go. Keep the fire burning. On behalf of the Rossville Athletic Department and Rossville School Administration, I'd like to thank you once again for attending the ball game. Before you go, just remember that on Tuesday, May 12th, the Cola Ice Truck is going to be on campus. Do not miss it. Have a safe drive home and a pleasant rest of your evening. So long, Hornet fans. We're post game right now. Going to talk to Coach Bourdain. Coach Bourdain, a nice field to play on. Offense just not quite there.
Yeah, we just we came out flat tonight, and we gave them all four of the runs, either by errors or walks. And you play good teams. Pitching and defense is what wins you ball games. And tonight, pitching and defense lost our ball games. Obviously, we didn't score, so it's easy to look at the hitting, but really, if you look at the game, it was more walks and errors that hurt us tonight.
You got some games coming up this week. You're going to have Monday game, Tuesday game. You're going to have Caston on Tuesday. You have I guess Clinton Prairie on Monday. But then next weekend is a pretty big weekend.
Yeah, next week's a big week for us. We're playing five really good teams, and we played two really good teams the last two nights, and we came out on the short end. So we've got to execute better than we did these last two nights for sure.
Hey, we're post game. I'm sure Coach Bourdain will not mind me talking to Coach Brad Scott. Brad Scott, you put a good game together. How many years have you been coaching here at Rossville?
Yeah, I took over midway through the 2016 season. 2017 season was my first full season here.
You're a humble guy. That's kind of why I'm talking to you because I don't want to risk my job over there. But you put a good game together today. Eli Barnes went the distance.
Yeah, Eli, he's been our workhorse on the mound for us. He's a true ace, just a kid knows how to pitch. Really proud of him, the way he battled. First inning wasn't the smoothest for him. Really, he had to battle there in the first, kind of tight strike zone, but I thought the umpire did a nice job, and he settled in and really let his defense work.
Your catcher, Nolan Britt, he worked defensively. He got on base for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just Nolan, hats off to CC. They're a hell of a ball club, and they're going to make you beat them. They don't make a lot of mistakes. And Nolan, and we had a guy, Caden Skinner, come off the bench, courtesy run, score run. Then, he came in as a pinch hitter there in the sixth. Ends up working a walk, a 3-2 walk. Next guy, Kelly, comes up, works a 3-2 walk. We get to second and third on a pass ball, and then two sack flies that score two runs to just extend the lead. Just good baseball.
Zach Wayne Scott appears to have a magnetic glove.
Yeah, Zach's a heck of a ball player over there. Just a great athlete. It's been a staple for us for all 4 years now, and yeah, he does a lot of good things for us. He sets the tempo at the top of the order there, and then defensively, he's rock solid.
Knights go to 12-4. You go to 10. You get your double-digit winning column now. You're 10-4.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good way to start May. May the schedule starts to ramp up a bit. You start to get closer to the end of the season, getting ready for conference tournament, and sectionals coming up here. And you just want to be playing good baseball. We still have a lot in front of us, but we're good with where we're at.
Thank you for your friendship. I wish you the best.
I appreciate it. Thank you for everything you do for high school sports.